Ciao amici, welcome back. This is gonna be my second video that I'm gonna try to do in English, so be patient and be gentle with me. This is gonna be the second try. What about today? I've already done a video about Formula 1, which is a thing that I really love, and I only did one video about it, the ratings for the drivers of this season. So this time I'm gonna be trying to do something different. As you can see, I've got my Netflix open, and today I'm gonna try to do kind of a prediction of the next season of Drive to Survive, which I know is not really something that a really true fan of Formula 1 is used to see, because you know the real fans used to be fans even before Netflix, and I know that by dear Ferrari winning with Schumacher when I was 10 years old and so on, so I know you guys. But this time I'm gonna try to do something different, so I'm gonna try, based on the event that happened in 2024, I'm gonna try to predict which episodes, like what is gonna be the next season of Drive to Survive on Netflix, which I really appreciated. I've been away to Formula 1 for many seasons. I lost some interest, so even for me, like Drive to Survive, it really helped me trying to understand again how that works, you know, the new characters, the drama, which is you know, an argument. It really helped me like being passionate again about this sport, so I'm gonna try to do this. I think 2024 has been really an amazing season. There's gonna be for sure plenty of arguments, because 2023 there was not really much happening except for Max winning everything. So 2024 has been an amazing year, so I'm gonna try to predict the 10 episodes, and I'm doing it in English because in Italy it's not really, I think, followed. There's really a lot of true fans, not really like me. So I'm gonna start with the first one that I hope I'm gonna see, but you know, every season is different. Usually they make like a mix of arguments for every episode, so I'm gonna try to do the same, but this is also what I expect and what I really like to see on the next season. So the first episode that I'm really gonna hope to see is gonna be, of course, all about Ferrari. A lot happened. There was a really good starting point. There was a decade, I don't know how to say that, but there was like, you know, a high point, a low point, and then after August, you know, the Scuderia really find their way back in the sport. So I'm gonna hope to see an episode where they explain all the story that happened in the Scuderia Ferrari. So that's the first episode I'm gonna expect and hope to see, because there was even a lot of drama happening, a lot of people going away, going in, Vasseur doing his part, you know, Hamilton coming, Sainz going away. The first episode I'm gonna expect and hope to see Ferrari as an argument. The second episode, I really like to see it like that, but I hope it's gonna be about you know, the World Championship in general. You know, Max, whatever happened with the Max Verstappen against all the world and whoever was against him, which was like everyone. I think it's gonna be on all the main topics, like the big ones. So Max versus Lando, then there was Max against Red Bull, Perez being a little bit useless, even maybe in the end even the little argument against George Russell. So maybe a little bit focused on Max and why this World Championship was I think even the greatest of him, and all the arguments behind Verstappen in his way to win the championship. Not Red Bull, I think is gonna be like properly on Max, so against Lando, against even the FIA, even against Russell, not against Perez, but you know, the disparity. The second one is gonna be like something like Max against the world. The third one that I'm gonna hope to see, since the next season is gonna be like full of rookies, and even in this season we have seen a lot of new rookies and new people in the way, new people coming to Formula 1 and do even like a really great job. I think the third one is gonna be main focused on the rookies, Berman and the Saudi Arabian GP, the thing about Sainz being away and Oliver coming in and doing a great job in Ferrari, and maybe even Antonelli. You know, I don't think he's gonna do a great job because he is really young, but if Toto wants him, that's probably gonna be a good reason. Mainly focused on rookies, so yeah, you know, Berman and whatever he did, Antonelli and Franco, Colapinto, Ajar, Duan, Award, Drugovic, you know, all the main talents that are gonna come in Formula 1 some sooner or later. Probably, yeah, the third one is gonna be mainly focused on all the new talents that are coming to Formula 1 or are already in Formula 1. I hope there's gonna be an episode about them. Since also the Netflix and Liberty Media are all USA based and American, I think the fourth episode is gonna be all focused on you know, USA in general. general, mainly focused on the USA Grand Prix, so Miami, Las Vegas, and Austin, and whatever happened in those Grand Prix, because USA is a main focus of this moment in time in Formula One, which is something that not really no one, but many people don't like, but it is like that. So, and I think, if I remember correctly, that in the last season there was something like that, probably something all about USA is gonna be my prediction for the 4th episode. The 5th episode is about a topic that I really don't like. I'm pretty against Red Bull, because I really don't understand how people can enjoy and being supportive of an energy drink team, but people can do whatever they like. I understand the support for Max, for Checo, but not for the team itself, so I really don't like it. But I think the 5th is gonna be all about the main arguments happening between Red Bull and VCARB, Racing Bulls, that happened throughout all of the season. So Ricciardo leaving is probably gonna be a main episode, because it didn't happen in a really good way, in my opinion. It's something like really special, because lots of people are used to see Daniel in a car, so not seeing him anymore and leaving him outside like that is something not really good to see. But I think Ricciardo is gonna be a big argument of this. The drivers changing, Lawson coming in, and even now that we know Perez leaving, for sure this is gonna be a part of it, even if it's at the end. Perez leaving and Ajar coming in, which by the way I'm really sad about for how his Formula 2 season has ended. And even the Horner gate, to be honest, if people ask me, I don't really understand why Christian Horner is still in the same spot after the Horner gate and whatever he has done. I think even that is going to be a point of the episode, which is not really a cool story to see and explain, but it happens, so I think it's going to be part of that. So the 6th episode, the 6th one, I think is going to be about all of the big victories we have seen in the season, because there has been many. I've been also to a Grand Prix this year, the Imola one, because I'm Italy based, and it's also like 30 minutes away from my house, so it was a really good experience. It was the first time that I've been there. But I think the 6th episode is gonna be all about the big victories. So Max winning in Brazil after the rain coming and all the mistakes. I really enjoyed that race. It was never never ending, but it was even part of that was enjoyable. By the way, I think it was probably the best individual performance of an athlete, I think, in the sport, like, ever. And also Lewis Hamilton winning in Silverstone, which was really historic, and also the first victory for Oscar Piastri. Charles Leclerc winning in Monza for the second time and winning in Monaco for the first time, finally, after years and years. Even Carlos winning after the appendicitis, even winning in Mexico, which was really special. The 6th episode I think is going to be focused all on the big victories of the season. Even if I'm going to be wrong about all of the other ones, I think this one is going to be for sure, I guess, for sure. If I was the director, I was like, this whole video is, if I was the director, I would make the episode like that. Like, you cannot skip that for sure. So the 7th episode, I think, is going to be focused all about McLaren and all the controversies and all the bad things, even the good things, because they won the constructor. So there's going to be a good and evil episode about whatever happened in a good way and whatever happened in a bad way. All about the papaya rules, Lando not taking his chances, and also Oscar doing a great job in the middle part of the season. So something about McLaren in general. So probably like the way they won the championship, but the not easy, the good and bad things happening during the championship, based even on the papaya rules, kind of a way to explain all of the strategies of all the other teams that happened throughout this season. And also maybe even like a bit of a challenge, was a time where Lando was against Oscar, so something to explain even that happened in the McLaren team. Probably all focused on how McLaren won the championship. So I'm gonna be doing 10 predictions from now on. So the last 3 episodes I'm not really sure about, because I think I've already explained a little bit what happened. So the next 3 are gonna be like a little bit freestyle, but I hope to see something like that. So the 8th one, since there have been a little bit of controversy even in this, I probably think it's gonna be all focused about the FIA and whatever happened throughout the season, the regulation changing for 2026, the new car, but also whatever happened that was not really good for the drivers, good for the race direction. All of the arguments, all of the topics about overtaking the other car and laps in the wings, all the regulations in general, because in 2024 we have seen the first time something like some kind of prototype of the 2026 car. So I think there's gonna be something like that during the next season of Drive to Survive, and I hope to see something like that, even with something that we don't know, because there's gonna be so much happening and so much changing, which I'm really happy about. But yeah, I think it's gonna be more focused on all that has been wrong and all happened in not the best way for the FIA and even for Ben Sulayem and all the people working in the FIA, which I think are not really the smartest people ever, and they really need to start to pay people to expect and analyze all the races and need to be the same people in all the races for doing the race inspectors and inspection. So something like that I think is going to be the 8th episode. So the 9th episode, because there was a part of the year focused on that, I think it's going to be on Aston Martin and whatever happened during the season, Stroll father and Stroll son, the mistakes of one, and the richness and the ideas of the father of Lawrence. I think it's going to be something like that, and also for Alonso not really being happy with the car, also for the introduction of Adrian Newey in the team for the next year. I think it's going to be something like that. So I'm not really sure about, as I said before, for the last 3 episodes, but I think the number 9 is going to be something like that, about Aston Martin and whatever is happening in the team. I hope they're going to be better the next year, because they really did a pale season, not really enjoyable to see. In the episode number 9, there's going to be also like a little parenthesis, a little bit of a segment for all the other teams that did not really a good season, so even something for Sauber and Williams, because not enjoyable to see those teams like really not really making progress during the year. So probably something like that. It's probably gonna be something focused on Aston Martin, but even on all the other teams that didn't really do a great job. Probably an episode with all the bad teams of the season could be great. The episode number 10 probably is gonna be about the challenge and all the World Championship ending, but I'm gonna put another stuff main focused on the ending of the championship, and also on the even Alpine didn't really do the same thing of Ferrari, so rise and fall and then rise again. They started bad and then they went really good during the end, but also I think it's gonna be focused on Flavio Briatore figure, and which I'm not really a big fan of. I really don't like him, because if there was a reason for him to go away from the circus in 2008 for whatever happened, there was a reason. So I'm not really fan of him coming back, but probably did a good job, because Alpine in the end was a really good team, and that amazing strategy in Brazil that happened, scoring the podium. So I think that's gonna be something like that. So about Alpine, the rise and fall, the championship ending, and something about even Ocon struggling and Gasly becoming the main character at the end of the season for Alpine. So something about the French team is gonna be probably the 10th episode. I'm not really sure about, but I'm pretty okay with it. So that was it. That was my 10th episode prediction for Drive to Survive season. So 7th Drive to Survive season 7, that is gonna be happening the next year. You can tell me whatever you think about it. I think I've touched and considered all what happened during this season, which was, by the way, an amazing one. I really enjoyed it, despite whatever happened in the end for Ferrari, because I'm a tifoso, so you can imagine what I think about this season. But I think we did really a good job. It was really enjoyable. I really enjoyed Max versus Lando, and also Max winning a championship, shutting up all the critics and all the journalists and people saying bad things about him. I think he really deserved to win the championship. I'm not really his fan. I think he really enjoyed this one, and the next one is gonna be a season with so much happening, and I can't wait to see Lewis coming into Ferrari. I'm a bit sad about Carlos leaving, but I'm really gassed and focused about Lewis coming. I hope you enjoyed the video, so you can tell me whatever you think there's gonna be on Drive to Survive season 7. I really enjoyed the past season. They helped me coming back again to Formula 1, and I'm gonna see, of course, the next one. So I hope you enjoyed it, and you can tell me even what you think about the next episodes of Drive to Survive, what you expect to see and what you hope to see especially. And yeah, that was it. See you in the next season.